This is Miss Boo.
At first, everyone thought it was some kind of prank. That was the only explanation that made sense on Monday morning when people found the park full of mannequins. Not one or two either, dozens of them, maybe more. They were standing all over Minner Park, spread out across the grass, lined up near the pond, sitting on benches, facing the playground, turned toward the walking trail like they were waiting for joggers to pass. None of them had clothes on. That was the part everyone kept joking about. By 8 in the morning, half the town had already seen the pictures on Facebook. By noon, people were calling it the Naked Fashion Show. The local news had a great time with it. Cops taped off the park. A couple of reporters stood near the entrance, trying not to laugh. And people in the comments argued over whether it was teenagers, college kids, or some weird art thing. I thought it was funny too. I mean, it was creepy, sure, but Ashford Creek gets boring. We don't get art installations, or viral pranks, or anything interesting enough to make the news. Usually, the biggest thing happening here is a drunk driver hitting a mailbox. So yeah, for a few hours, everyone laughed. By Tuesday morning, nobody was laughing anymore. They found the bus just east of the park, stopped in the middle of Ridgeway Road, with its hazard lights blinking, engine still running, door locked shut. The official story said there had been multiple fatalities and that police were investigating a possible animal attack, which was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever heard. There are no animals around here that can get inside a locked bus and do that to 13 people. I only know what really happened because my cousin Tessa worked at the medical examiner's office. Worked. I still keep writing that wrong. Tessa was 42, had pink nails every time I saw her, and kept a Hello Kitty keychain on her work badge, which always seemed insane to me because she spent her days around dead bodies. She had this horrible habit of telling me details I never asked for whenever something strange came through the office. Tuesday afternoon, she called me while I was getting ready for my shift at Quickmart. She didn't even say hello. She just said they weren't wearing their skin. I laughed because I thought I'd misheard her. What? She didn't laugh. The people on the bus, she said, their skin was gone. I remember sitting down on the edge of my bed with one shoe on. Tessa, what the hell are you talking about? She breathed through her nose for a few seconds before answering. I could hear people talking somewhere behind her, and someone kept opening and closing a metal drawer. It was removed, she said. Not torn off. Removed. Whoever did it knew what they were doing. I told her to stop talking because I didn't want to know anymore, but she kept going anyway. Like if she didn't say it to someone, she was going to lose her mind. There were kids on that bus, she said. After that, she went quiet. I asked if she was okay. She said no. That was the last normal conversation I ever had with her. My shift started at 10 that night. I worked the late shift at the Quickmart on Route 6, about a mile from Miller Park. It's one of those gas station convenience stores with awful coffee, a broken lottery machine, and a bathroom people only use if they've already given up on life. Most nights are nothing. Truckers, drunk locals, someone buying cigarettes with quarters. If something interesting happens, it's usually disgusting rather than exciting. Last fall, a guy peed in the energy drink cooler and tried to tell me he thought it was the bathroom. That Tuesday though, everyone who came in looked like they wanted to get home as quickly as possible. Nobody stayed to talk. Nobody joked with me. Around 1 in the morning, the store was empty, and I was restocking gum near the counter when I noticed someone standing outside by pump 3. At first, I assumed it was a customer waiting for me to authorize the pump, but no car was there, just the person standing under the light. I watched for maybe 10 seconds before calling through the glass. Hey, you need something? They didn't turn. I walked closer to the door and cupped my hand against the window. That was when I realized it wasn't a person. It was one of the mannequins. Same blank face, same smooth hands, same cheap plastic body. Someone had placed it beside the pump, facing the store. I didn't go outside. I'm not that brave, and I don't pretend to be. I locked the door, went behind the counter, and called the police. Dispatch put me on hold twice before saying officers were already responding to multiple calls about objects being placed around town. Objects, that's what she called them. I kept looking at the mannequin while she talked. It hadn't moved, obviously. It was a mannequin. Still, I didn't like how it was positioned. It was angled toward the counter now. I know how that sounds. I know I probably looked away and remembered it wrong, but I had been staring right at it for almost 5 minutes. I could have sworn it had been facing the door before. After I hung up, I went into the back office for maybe 2 minutes to check the security monitor. Pump 3 camera was out. The others worked fine, just pump 3 was black. When I came back to the front, there were 4 mannequins outside. 1 by pump 3, 2 near the ice machine, 1 standing in the handicap spot with its head tilted toward the store. I stood there behind the counter, trying to decide if I should call 911 again or just stay quiet until morning. Then a pickup truck pulled into the lot. Its headlights swept across the mannequins, and for 1 second I saw something on the one closest to the ice machine. I thought it had clothes on it first. Not clothes exactly, more like someone had draped wet fabric over its shoulders and chest. The driver saw it too, because he didn't stop. He hit the gas so hard the tires squealed and the truck shot across the lot and back onto the road without even slowing down. I moved closer to the glass. That was my mistake. There was a patch of skin stuck across the mannequin's face. I don't know how else to say that without sounding insane. It wasn't enough to cover the whole head. It was stretched wrong, pulled over the plastic forehead and cheeks, with holes where the eyes should have been. There was a small tattoo near the jawline, a blue star. I remembered Tessa telling me one of the bus victims had a blue star tattoo behind her ear. I threw up in the trash can behind the counter. After that, things happened faster, not movement. I never saw them move. That's the part I keep coming back to. I never saw a single one of them take a step. But every time I looked away, even for a few seconds, there were more. 3 became 6. 6 became 9. By 2:15, there were at least 20 of them in the lot. Some stood by the pumps. Some faced the windows. A few were arranged in a loose line near the road, like they were waiting to cross. The ones wearing skin were always closest to the store. I tried sending pictures to Tessa. The first 2 wouldn't send. The third one disappeared from the message thread before it finished loading. Then Tessa texted me, just 3 words: "Don't look away." I called her immediately. No answer. I called again. Nothing. A few minutes later, another text came through from her number. "I'm at the park." That didn't make any sense. The medical examiner's office was on the other side of town. Also, Tessa hated driving at night. She always said the road glare gave her migraines. I tried calling one more time. This time, someone picked up. For a few seconds, all I heard was wind. Then Tessa whispered my name, only she didn't sound close to the phone. She sounded far away from it, like somebody had set it down on the ground and walked away. "Noah," she said. I pressed the phone harder to my ear. "Tessa, where are you?" She didn't answer right away. Then she said, "They found the rest of it." "What?" "The skin." Her voice was flat in a way I'd never heard before. Before I could ask anything else, the line went dead. That was 20 minutes ago. There are too many mannequins outside now for me to count. They're packed across the parking lot, shoulder to shoulder, facing the windows. The lights over the pumps keep flickering, but the store lights are still on. For now. The police still haven't come. I tried the front door a few minutes ago, just to make sure it was locked. The motion sensor above it kept clicking like it wanted to open. I'm sitting behind the counter now, with the lights off, in the beer cooler, because the reflection in the glass was making it hard to watch all of them at once. One of the mannequins near the front door is wearing a pink jacket. I recognize it because Tessa wore that stupid jacket everywhere, even though it made her look like a highlighter. It's standing closer than the others, right in front of the automatic doors. And I just noticed something that's making it very hard to keep typing. Its plastic hand is holding a Hello Kitty keychain.
If this story gave you chills, don't forget to subscribe, because the next one might be even worse.